Welcome back, guys. Am I audible properly? Those who are joining online, ping me fast, guys. Okay, fine. So, how many of you are done with the yesterday's project, implementing property binding and event binding? Hmm?
This meeting
How
is
many
being
of you are done
recorded.
with it? Correct. Okay, so this is by Gopesh. Oh, stop procrastinating. Wow. When having a clear out, ask yourself if an item has any financial, particular, or sentimental value. If not, check it. Wow. You know what is check or check it? You understood this line? That when having a clear out, ask yourself if an item has any financial, practical, or sentimental value. If not, check it. It means that if you have something and you are having a doubt that whether we should keep it or not, ask yourself if it is having any financial value. Let's say you have a very damn good watch and you think that in future its value will be more, that is, and practical. Now let's say we have a mobile that is for practical use. Without this we can't survive nowadays. Sentimental means someone gifted you, you want to keep it. If these three things are there, then only keep it, otherwise throw it. Chuck means throw it. Oh, nice. Winter is coming. Winter already came. If you are feeling down, try holding a pencil between your top lip and your nose for 5 minutes. Arey, what is this? If you are feeling down, try holding a pencil between your. Arey, it will look very bad. Life can be a lot more interesting inside your head. Travis head? Arey, he made life worst nowadays. Wow, this is something cool. Who? Enter number between 1 to 10. Okay, very good. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. View setback as chances to learn and develop resilience. Every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger. Wow, very good. Practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledging the good things in. Yeah, this is actually practical thing. I did it. Right, you have to have a gratitude nature, not a complaining nature. Whatever you have, start appreciating it. You will get more. If you have a habit of criticizing the things, complaining about the things, then it doesn't look good. Be cool. Appreciate whatever you have. Wow, this is good actually. Set realistic and achievable goals. Break down large goals into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes them feel less daunting and increase motivation. Increase discipline. Even I have said this thing many times, that surround yourself with positive influence, spend time with people who uplift and inspire you, right? So I have talked about this thing many times, but talk to the person who knows something. Practice self compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Yes. Engage in activities that brings you joy. Make time for hobbies, passion, and activities that, yeah, that's why I sleep too much. That brings me joy. Prioritize self care. Make sure to take care of your physical and mental health through activities like exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep. Yeah, that is too important. There was a time that I used to sleep very less, like 2 3 hours, and I was fine, like no problem. But these things gives you problem in longer time, not in the instant. Never stop learning. Continuously seek new knowledge and experiences. Learning keeps your mind sharp. I show you one of the project built by Shreyansh. Sankranti holidays when will win? Tomorrow we will declare, guys. So this is a music player created by Shreyansh. So if you are pressing one here, okay, so you can't hear because of this online setup. Voice is going, by the way. Let me play it in mobile. But it is working, I have checked it. How to implement it, sir? Music one. It's very easy. Whenever you are just displaying a text, just play a music on that function, right? This is a simple HTML. That's it. So this is what some of the peoples have done, and that's good actually, right? Now we are going to study about what is two-way data binding. Your classes will resume on 17th, means my class. Yeah, okay. So if in each and every class you will be having different number of leaves because of how many days faculties are taking leaves depends on that. No, tomorrow we are having class, right? So on 10th we are having class 11 to 16, it's complete holidays. Enjoy yourself. We will not disturb you, and you also don't disturb us. My class will resume on 17th. 17th, I think Friday is there, right? Mm, Friday. And whenever we are like, what I feel is if you are going on leave, keep everything aside. Be on leave. Don't take tension about Angular, Naresh IT, Hyderabad, job, nothing. I also don't take. I forgot that where I am working nowadays. If I am on leaves, I am on leaves. No laptop, nothing. Only spend time with your family, go where you want. No tension. I don't even bring my laptop with me if I am on leaves. Two-way data binding. Stop talking, guys. Stop talking. Okay, so this is what we were doing yesterday. With knowledge, laptop has most of its use. Yeah. Everything has its use if you have knowledge only, right? I have seen lots of people earning lakhs using mobile only. And I have seen lots of people having Apple iPhone and Apple MacBook and earning zero. So this is what we were doing yesterday. And let's first check how it was working. This is was I think our M reader only. Now tell me one thing. Is it following two-way data binding or one-way data binding? How do you know that it is one-way data binding? Hmm? Because data is getting binded in the one direction only. So once you check the code once. This is the component that you are doing. Here we are giving the event binding only. What we are doing here, event binding. And here we are doing the string interpolation. If two-way data binding is nothing, just a combination of property binding and event binding. If you are using property binding and event binding at the same time for same purpose, that is called two-way data binding. Okay, so we'll write here two-way data binding in Angular. It is important to mention Angular here because binding is in a common term which is available in most of the programming languages. So two-way data binding in Angular allows the synchronization. What is synchronization? What is synchronization? If I'm writing that two-way data binding in Angular allows the synchronization. What do you mean by synchronization? Huh? Synchronization. Huh? Send changes. What changes? Objects. Update. What update? Where? Both side. Any real-time example of synchronization? Any real-time example? Connect programming or the topics with your real life, right? Connect it. Then only you will understand that how it works. Don't give the Google Photos. Very good. You know Google Photos? By default, if you have clicked a picture, it will synchronize it into the drive. That even if you are deleting it from your memory or you lost the data, so you will get back. Synchronization means if there are two part of a single thing, understand the synchronization first. Let's say this is your mobile. So this is your mobile and this is your system. Now what you are doing is you are using the same email ID in your mobile also and in your system also. and using that email id you dropped a mail to someone. Let's say you used your email id and you have sent a mail to this email id abc@gmail.com, right? You sent a mail from your mobile. Now if I am opening that mail in the system, right? System is also connected to internet, mobile is also connected to the internet. When I sent a mail to some email id using my mobile, will it be visible in my system at the same time, or it will take time? Same time, synchronized. Whatever you are doing in one device will be available in the second device at the same time, synchronized. Now let's say we have WhatsApp web, right? Now let's say if I am sending a message from my mobile and my WhatsApp is also opened in web, so at when I sent a hi message to someone from my mobile, same message will be available in the desktop also, because they are getting synchronized at the same time. Synchronized means updating the data at the same time in whatever devices that particular part is available. That is called synchronization. Okay. So two-way data binding in Angular allows the synchronization of data between, now what we have, component and view, between component, and component is our typescript, and view template, and view template. What is our view template? HTML. It happens. The two-way data binding in Angular allows the synchronization of data between component and view template. It combines it combines both the property binding and event binding. So now if you see a example that you are seeing a code in which you are seeing that both property binding and event binding are getting applied, just think it is a two-way data binding. It is two-way data binding. In two-way data binding, the changes made in the component will be reflected mk. Don't drop these kind of messages, it doesn't looks good to read in the classes. In two-way data binding, the changes made in the component will be reflected in the view at the same time, and vice versa, right? So this is the case of two-way data binding. Now in this code, who is giving the value of chosen? View, right? View is giving because you will type the value here. Now if something is there that both can give this value and both can use the value, that will be two-way data binding. In this particular case, only the view is giving the values. Is there any option of giving the values here? Chosen number? No, right? There is no value like this. For that, we have our view only, right? We have our view only. It is getting changes. So if something is there that can be applied to both, that will be a two-way data binding, right? So for that, let's say this is your component and this is your view. Now what will happen here is at the same time component can send the data to the view, and view is also able to send the data back to the component at the same time, right? they This is called synchronized method. What it is called? Synchronized. This is how they will do this particular thing. They will make use of ng model. They will make use of ng model. Now what is this ng model, how it will work, we'll see these things. So you can understand that if you want to achieve the two-way data binding, you have to use ng model. That's it. Okay. Now how to implement the two-way data binding. The first step in this, using ng model. Now if you are having a throwback, why here we use square brackets? Property binding. We use square brackets for property binding, small bracket for event binding, curly brackets for string interpolation. That is why we are saying that two-way data binding is the combination of property binding and event binding, because you will bind it like this: square brackets, then small brackets, and ng model. Now what is this ng model, how it will work? Let's see this thing, right? That is why we are saying that this is the combination of property binding and event binding. So here I will write the ng model. The ng model directive is used for two-way data binding in Angular. It combines both property binding and event binding, right? So it means that it binds to a single, okay, in this way. But how we will use it? So this is Embedded project is already completed. We will not make any change to this project. So we have a test project where we will do all the testing kind of things. So let's open this. Inside this, I'll open the header components HTML and its typescript. So actually you can delete this file, header component specs.ts. You can delete this file, no need. We need only this one file. Okay. So I'll remove whatever is written here, and from class also I will remove everything. Right, let's first run this. Okay, so this is coming. Now, this is how we will implement the two-way data binding. Now, what are the steps of it? These steps are actually tough to understand. So, hold it and understand. Steps of implementing two-way data binding. So, in the very first step, you need to do import form module, import forms module, import forms module in app module file. So first thing you have to go to this app module file. So check where you have app module file. So mhm. Where it went. Okay, hold on. Angular is having some problem now. Wait. Okay, so this is the problem that it is production broke. Because whenever we are generating a project, it is not giving us the app module file. So no problem. We'll see that. Here let's try to use that ng model directly. So we are assuming that it is building a direct component. For that, I will write here input and let's open the typescript file of header. So here I will create a input box, and in input box, at first thing we will do is we will write a ng model. I will write ng model. In this ng model, I will write a property that's name is name. Let's say we are just writing a name here. After that, let's give it a placeholder value, and here I will say enter your name, enter your name. After this input tag, I will display this property here that your name is name. Your name is name. And how this value will be coming from typescript file, for that in class we have to mention it, that in this we will mention name which is in string, and at first in the starting it is a empty string. What it is? It is a empty string. Let's try to check this, and we are expecting error because of one file. Can't bind to ng model since it is not a known property of input. So let's first check it. If I am writing here Shivam, this Shivam should come here directly without having any event binding. And we don't have a app module file. So let's try to create a one then. In src, let's create a file app module.ts. Wait a minute. See, sometimes these are the problems with open source thing. And this is the problem that we are having, that it is breaking the, and only 2 days ago this problem has arrived. So they are just solving it. We'll see. Instead of app component, now See, I will tell you the things. We have to wait for this bug fixing. This is a bug coming in Angular. It happens sometime. Once you forget this file, yesterday also we were doing this thing, but there we were using the property binding differently and the event binding differently. Now what I am doing is I am directly saying that there is going to be a ng model and whose value is name. Means whenever you are giving some input to this name, at first it will go to the this part without writing any function, without binding any event. After that, this class will return the value to the string interpolation here, which is not doing. So app component, because this is the file that we are creating, but it is by default it is not coming in our project, and this is the related error. This one, that it is breaking down the app into a single standalone component in which app module file is not working. Can't do anything in this now. We have to wait for that bug fixing. But this is the how it works. You in app.module file, you have to just this code will be automatically available. This one. In this, you need to write this particular component name, that in which component you are using your ng model, what it will do, and what it will provide you. That's it. You can directly use it after that. But here it is not working. We have to wait for this bug fixing. We have a, I didn't notice it on 2 days back. We have this error. And so do one thing. Hold on for this two-way data binding until that bug is fixing. Okay, no problem. And we'll do this again if we it is fixed till tomorrow. Till then, let's develop a new project using property binding and event binding. Okay, we'll not waste the time. Two-way data binding, we'll do it again. Yeah, that bug is fixing till then. Okay, so we'll create a new project for that. And what we should do this time? Okay, I'll show you something that whenever you are searching something on Flipkart or Amazon anywhere, so it will give you a line. Let's say here, if I'm searching for chair, so you will see that it is showing something like this, showing 1 to 40 of 9245 result for chairs, right? It is showing if you search here mobile, it will do the same thing, that showing it will show the count for mobile. So we will build this part. Okay, we will build this part. So here I will just write a search project, and let's wait. Two-way data binding we'll do again, like from starting only we'll do, don't worry. If that bug is not fixing, they will give some another way to use it, don't worry. Dhanush, I'm not saying anything. We are just waiting for the project to be created. It is taking more than expected time. Okay, so project is created. No, no, production app will not be created. No, no, no. If you have already built something using Angular, they will not break. Whatever projects you are creating at that time, new projects, they will have that bug because the already running project will have the production level support from Angular. They will not break. It happens with React also. No need to worry about this part. So first check how it is looking. After that, we will design that part. Whatever we are searching, we will show that result. Okay. So it's working. As we do every time, we'll remove everything from HTML file and from CSS file and typescript file. Okay. Title, let it be there. Here I will give as search, and search will be in string whose by default value is null. In this my HTML, I'll create a div and I will give it a class as container. After giving this as a container, I'll create a input box, right? Now tell me one thing. Okay, wait. I'm giving you a HTML problem. Let's say if this is a input box and if you want to keep a search button here in the same input box, search, how you will keep? If you want to build it in this way, how you will build it? You know this or not? No? Okay, forget then. So in this, I will create an input box and then I will create a button. Button I will write as search. And how it will look? It will look in this way. Okay, it is looking in this way. Do one thing, keep both of these things in a single container at first. Created. It will not make any change because you have just placed them in a container. For this div class container, I will write it CSS and I will say that it is displaying a flex which is justifying the content in center and aligning the items in center. So this part is coming in center now. This part is coming in center. Now what we want is, let's first design this input box and button. So I will design the input box and we'll design the button also. Give the height width to both input tag and button same height width. So let's say it is having a height of 40 pixel and width of around 300 pixel. First check the input box how it is looking. It is looking in this way. Now you have to give the same height to the button, not the same width. Okay. So now once you check, this is a difference between a button and a input box, right? In this way. So this is lacking a border. To the input box, if you say that we are not having any border, border none. See, input box is there, but there is no border. Input box is there, but there is no border. This way. So do one thing, give border to your button, that it is having a border of 2 pixel, solid and black. One keep it 2 pixel ones in this way. Now what we need is, if we are searching and if you are clicking on the search button, it should display that you have searched for this particular part. For that, here I will, after this div, I will show one heading, and if this heading will show as search, it will show this search of typescript file, small s. So if in typescript I am writing that you have searched for, so it is coming here that you have searched for. And do one thing, keep this heading out of the div so that you can get the data in next line that you have searched for. Here the result will display. So in typescript file, I'll keep this a empty tag. Now what I want is, whenever we are writing something in this input box, at first let's give it a placeholder, search for something. So it's coming that search for something. After that, what we will do? We want a click event to button. What we want? Click event to button. So whenever this button is getting clicked, it should call a function that search text. It is calling a function search text. So search text is not defined in typescript file. So do one thing, in typescript file, I will define this function search text. Okay. And it will just print console.log. What? Console.log function is working. Simple. At first we will check function is working. So go there and write function is working. It is saying that function is working. Again, function is working. Now what we need is, whenever this part is getting called, whenever this function is getting called, it should take the value from input box. It should take, let's give it a id as inp. Now how you will do it? I am not attaching the event to this input. I am attaching the event to, I am attaching the event to this button. So whenever you are writing something here, it will be having an input event, right? It will be having a input event, and input event will call a function that text with passing the value as event, with passing the value as event. So here call the text function also. Now this text function is accepting one argument, event. Its type is any. After that, what you will do here, you will write this dot search equals to event dot target, event dot target dot value. So now if you are writing something here, it is directly coming here, means data is getting binded in one direction only. Now what I want is, I want to do this thing on the search text. I want to do this thing in the search text. So instead of this search, I will write here text something as temp variable and changing the values. In this, let's define the text first. So I will say text is in string and whose value is a simple null string. That's it. And you will see that temp does not exist. Okay, it is temp. Now, if you are searching something here, it is not coming. But what I want is when I'm clicking the search button, then it should come. For that, what I will do in this, we will write that this dot text equals to this dot search at first. And you will see that string is not assignable to type any event. So directly do one thing here. At first I will write a text that temp equals to you have searched for just the text I'm writing. So write something here and search. So it is saying that you have searched for, but what I want is if I'm writing here mobile, it should show me that you have searched for mobiles. That is why we use two-way data binding. Now it is getting very difficult. This is the code. Whenever you are clicking on the button, it is calling the search text function, and whenever you are doing some input here, it is calling the event function. See here, the value is already stored in the search. So you can write here plus this dot search. In this way, if you are writing, so here if I'm writing mobile, so you have searched for mobile. Let's write here laptop. Then click search. You have searched for laptop. This is called two-way data binding, but here it is getting very difficult. Right? Here it is getting very difficult. You have to use another value. If I'm removing this temp, you will get error. And if you are using the search directly, the data will be coming in the synchronized way. So here, this is the two-way data binding using the property binding and the event binding. But here it is becoming a difficult task. Here also you can do, right? Let's say if you are searching here for chair, in the search, you have searched for chair. It is coming, right? It is coming, but not in the way we want. Yeah, Gaurav, I know that you will not understand this thing. That is why Angular introduced something as two-way data binding. Now, what we are doing is this chair value is going to component at first when you are clicking on this search button. So, this component will store the value in search. Computer is this component is storing the value in search variable. After that, whenever you are hitting the search button, then this is getting called, which is storing the same value in this temp and giving it to you. So it is coming two way. First you are sending the value to the component, and then component, yeah, I know that it is confusing. That is why two-way data binding is there, right? It is confusing here. And intentionally I gave this example because the same example we will do using two-way data binding, and that time it will be very easy to understand. Right? Don't worry. First, you understand how you are sending this data. When you typed mobile here, when you typed mobile, so you are attaching one event to the input box. Which event? Text event. So, what this text event did? It has given that value inside search. Now, your search is holding the value of mobile. After that, you press the search button, and the search button has called a function as search text, and this search text is doing what? Setting the temp value to which is equal to the search value. And where you are using this temp value? Here in this heading, right? That is why we are not implementing these kind of thing using property binding and event binding, because they are having lot of confusion and you cannot bind it, because there the flow of function is not at all defined, but how the flow is going on. So that is why we introduce two-way data binding. Definitely we'll discuss this tomorrow. Even I'll check this problem in the Angular. See, it happens, right? You can check it that at every time they will be having lots of issues. So last issue is opened at 1 hour ago, 14 hours ago. See, each and every programming languages has bugs. Each and every. It is not like that this is not having bug. Java don't have any bug. Python, they have, right? I will show you some of the bugs which are not solved from last 20-25 years, right? Wanna check some those kind of bugs? Okay. JavaScript everybody knows, right? Right? We know JavaScript. Let num equals to 5. Let str equals to Shivam. And let b equals to, or you can write where, let b equals to true. Here at first I will check console.log type of num. What it will print? Number, because type of num is number. After that I will check console.log type of str. What it will print? String, because it's a string. S small. Okay, it is printing a string. After that let's check type of b, means it should print boolean or bool. It is printing. Do one thing here, I will say that let a equals to null. A equals to null. Null is there, means if you don't want to give any value we can give null. Just check its type once. Type of a object. How null can be object? And if you search this thing, type of null in JavaScript, unfortunately in JavaScript the data type of null is an object, unfortunately. So when they developed, means when the developer of JavaScript developed it and so many websites created using JavaScript, then after many months they got to know that this is a bug in JavaScript, that the object of null is coming as, the type of null is coming as object. If they have to change it, all the websites that are already using JavaScript, they will break, they will broke down. Until now they are not solving this bug because of the same reason, that if they are solving this bug, production will break, means the website who are already using JavaScript, they will not work fine, right? I think I have given you more bugs also, right? If you are checking 0.2 plus, I have told this, right, is equals to 0.5, which is true, right? Means 0.2 and 0.3 0.5, but 0.1 and 0.2 is not 0.3 according to programming languages. It is in Java, Python, everywhere it is. So these are some of the bugs that programming languages are not solving, or they can't solve it actually. right? They can't solve it. Okay, so these kind of things frequently happens. We'll see it. Okay, there is another method also. See here, we are not able to find app module or ts file. There is one another method also, but again you will not understand anything. Same confusion will be like this. That is why I am not going into that. Do you have any question in property binding, string interpolation, and event binding? Yes. Any questions from string interpolation, property binding, event binding, one way data binding, component to view, view to component, property binding? Property binding is same as like data binding only. No problem. Don't be confused. So let me remove everything from here and everything from here also. So you can see that this search string is there. Let me write here, this is a text. So what I'm doing is search string, and string search is having, this is a text. If you want to use this thing using string interpolation, so what you will do, double curly brackets and search you will keep, which will render a heading for you that this is a text which is coming. Now let's say if there is a input box, there is a input box. If you want to give this input box the same value, how you will give? Because if you are writing in this way, so if you want to give a default value to input box, we have value attribute. Let's say to this value I will give Shivam. Means whenever website is loading, this input box will have the Shivam value by default. If you are giving it the search value, so if you are writing value equals to search in this way, so coming same way you can do the property binding also. So value is a property. So here I will write that value is a property. So keep it in a square bracket, and its value is coming from search. Its value is coming from search. And this is a text coming. Let me change the value. This is a text from typescript. Okay. What happened? Check, give 0 to yesterday's project and check it once. 0. Okay. Let's try. So this is called property binding. Same like string interpolation only, but in a different way. M reader, right? Okay, got it. What you are saying. Because we are only writing that give the values from 1 to 0, 1 to 10. On 0, it is not showing anything. So no problem. Let's handle this bug also. So in app component.html and typescript, target value should be just right here. It should be less than or equals to 10, and event dot target dot value should be greater than or equals to 1. That's it. Right now, strictly you will take the values between 1 to 0. If you are keeping 0, it will not take. Right? So if you are keeping 0 this time, it is not taking. Simple. Right? Simply you can handle this work. Yeah, you can give that. Let me upload the same project to GitHub also, because it will be updated in the link. How to upload Hyderabad project on GitHub, the whole program. Just do it using command prompt. I have made you written these steps, right? Git init, check the notes, how to upload, and you can check it. We can give 1 to 10 in HTML also. Yeah, Shreyans, we can write it pattern using pattern. Means on key press. Any questions? Nagarjo, now it is working fine. I can try but not working. What is not working should be tell the error also. Are you using command prompt to upload your project? Yeah, means VS Code terminal only. Are you using that only? In which step it is creating problem? Like after which command you are getting any error? Program will upload but link will not generate. Link will not be generated like this should be. You have to go to Vercel and deploy your project. After uploading the project to GitHub, link will not be generated like this. You have to go to Vercel and then deploy your project. Fine, guys, let's connect again tomorrow. Okay? You can drop the calls now. If you have any questions, just let me know, or else you can leave. We'll see this 2 data binding tomorrow again. You can leave.